With all of the characters that Ninjago has, there are quite a few interesting haircut choices, so I created a tier list where I could rank 30 characters' haircuts. So, Lloyd's first hairstyle was just not it. I have no idea why he, or anyone for that matter, would choose to have their haircut. I'm gonna have to make a whole new tier just to put Lloyd. Garbage. And if I'm being honest, Lloyd's second haircut isn't too much better either. It is pretty uninteresting and bland, so I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, Lloyd. He finally got a decent haircut. It's not the best, but it's definitely an improvement. Definitely B tier. Okay, so I think we all know just how much Kai loves his hair, and it's actually not that bad, but it is a bit messy, but overall it's a nice cut, A tier. But then, with Kai's movie hair, I just want to know, what on earth were they thinking with that? Like, why is his hair, like, so high? Like, just why? And they even recognize how bad it is in the show.
Of course not. You should have gotten that guy.
Please, you shouldn't even get it.
But it isn't as bad as Lloyd's very first haircut, so it can go straight into D tier. So, Jay's original hair is very mid. It is just pretty bland and flat in my opinion, but that doesn't mean it is bad because, as I said before, I think it is mid, and honestly I think B tier would be a pretty decent spot for OG Jay's hair. So now, with current Jay, his hair is very different compared to original Jay's hair, and I remember that when I first saw his hair I really hated it, and now it has grown on me, and I honestly don't really know which of Jay's hairs I like better, so I think I'll also have to put it into B tier. OG Cole is up next, and his hair is also pretty good. It isn't really anything too special, but it definitely looks good, so it will go above both of Jay's haircuts into B tier. Now, the current Cole hair is basically the same as old Cole's hair, but just slightly longer, and I prefer it that way, so it will be top of B tier for now. Oh boy, Zayn's hair is just tragic. I don't know why on earth they would give him that haircut. It's just awful, especially his blonde haircut, because I guess his titanium haircut is a little bit better, but it won't save him from making me put him in a new tier, burning hot garbage. Okay, so Zayn's movie hair is a lot better, especially with it being a lot less of a block than his old hair, and I actually kind of like his hair, and both of his titanium and his white hair from the movie look good, and even his blonde hair, which he uses sometimes surprisingly, I'm gonna have to put it in the very top of B tier. Just like Zayn's, Nia's old haircut is also awful. I don't really know what it is, but I just really don't like it, and it might even be worse than Kai's current haircut, so she's going to the bottom of D tier. But also just like Zayn, her new haircut is a lot better. I just like how it is a lot longer, and the ponytail also just makes it look a lot better than the original, and this might be a bit of a surprise, but I think it is the best haircut so far, S tier. So that is the main ninjas done, so let's go on to the new ninjas, and let's start off with Aaron. So in the show, we actually learned a bit about his haircut's origin story. Basically, if you have forgotten, he asked his barber to give him the Zayn, and I guess it looks a bit like Zayn's, but not really. But I do think it is better than Zayn's because of the colour, and the design of his hair is a little bit better, so it is now the top of A tier. Next up is Sora, and her haircut is also pretty decent. It sort of reminds me of Nia's haircut, with it being long on the sides and also the ponytail, but it is also a bit messy, and pink just isn't the best colour. It does suit Sora, but I don't know, I just don't really like the pink, so I think overall C tier is pretty good for her. But if it was the hairpiece from the Ninjago City Market set, she would be right at the bottom of this list. I mean, just what is that? Okay, so Wildfire's hair is a bit weird. I mean, whatever that thing is in her hair doesn't look great, and the overall cut is a bit messy and all over the place, but I do really like the red, so with that, I might just put it at the bottom of C tier. So with Pixel, her hair is just literally a silver recolor of Nia's hair, and I just don't like the silver, so I think it belongs just before Wildfire in C tier. So why is Wu on this list? He doesn't even have hair. let's just move him to the bottom of this list and move on. Oh boy, Garmadon. This is just a way worse version of Kai's current hair. I mean, I guess it makes sense for it to be messy because he's wearing a helmet on his head all the time, but that doesn't excuse it, and it definitely deserves to be with his son in garbage tier. But Sensei Garmadon's hair is a lot better, and it is very similar to Lloyd's second hair. In fact, I am pretty sure it is just a recolor of that, and I actually really like this grey recolor a lot more than Lloyd's blondes, so let's put it into B tier. Skylar's hair is actually really good. The red looks really nice, and the short and long hair is a nice fit for Skylar as well, so with that, she's going to go to the top of A tier. Next up is Misako, and her hair isn't that bad, but I think it's just a little bit too long, and also the grey doesn't look the best with this hair, so I think I have to put it into C tier just above Lloyd. Dareth has the best hair in human history. It is just perfect and fits Dareth so well. I mean, we just have to stare at it for a couple of seconds. Fantastic. Move over, Nia. Dareth is taking your number 1 spot. So, I mean, we know that no one is going to be overtaking Dareth, but we do now have the villains to rank, and you don't really notice it until you start to rank the haircuts, but most of the Ninjago villains do not have hair, but that just makes it easier for me, I guess. So first off, let's rank Kraus, and that man bun is not it. Bottom of D tier. Moro has some pretty decent hair, I'm not gonna lie. It is a little bit long, but I think that isn't a bad thing, and a little green, whatever it is, looks good, but also bad at the same time, so I'll probably put it into the bottom of B tier. What on earth is that Narticon? I honestly just don't want to talk about this one. He's going straight into the bottom of the burning hot garbage tier. Okay, Crux, what is that hair? Did you seriously think that it looks good? I mean, that is just wrong. It isn't as bad as what we have in burning hot garbage tier, but it definitely deserves to go into the bin. But Acronix, on the other hand, does deserve to go straight into burning hot garbage. I mean, what is that? That is just an horrendous haircut. But is it the worst haircut out of all of them so far? Yes. Yes, it is. We have 2 more haircuts left to rank, and they are both Harumi's. Harumi's first style is actually pretty good, and I like the chopsticks in her hair because, you know, if she ever gets hungry, she can just whip out some 2-minute noodles and then grab her chopsticks. So, for that reason, I think we can put it somewhere in the middle of B tier. But Harumi's second haircut does not belong anywhere near B tier. The long hair just really kind of flat, I guess, and boring, and it doesn't look the best, so I'll put it into the bottom of C tier. Okay, so that is a Ninjago character tier list, and click on this video here to see another tier list video. See you later, be Ninja.